Hey there, it's Wendy. Welcome to Worldwide Speak. And today I'd like to go over how to outline a basic essay. Now, this was a request from one of our subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, that might be a good idea so you know when our newest videos come out, and you can also make requests, and we'll be happy to make a video for you if we haven't already covered a topic you're interested in. But anyway, this video is what we're talking about, and I would like to share with you that there is an essay that goes along with this video. So if you're a teacher or a student, you might want to pause the video right now, click the link in the show notes to our website, go to the resources tab, and you'll see basic essay. Click on that, you can download it or open it up in a different browser and have that on hand while I'm going over this essay outline. It's not necessary, but I have found when I teach this, it's really useful to have the essay and then to teach the outlining process kind of backwards from the essay. So let's get started. Okay, so what is outlining? It's the part of the writing process where you organize your ideas. It comes typically after we've brainstormed our ideas for our paper. Then we pick out which ideas we like the most, which we think will support our topic sentence or our thesis, and we organize them by the structure of the paper. So it's really, when you outline, we just put a few words in the order of the structure of the paper, so you can see the framework or the paper in its totality and how it's organized. You can think of it like the picture below. You have your monthly calendar, so you have your big overview of what your month looks like, and then you have the days on which you have specific things to do. It's kind of like that with your paper. The outline is the big idea, and then we go through and organize it by the structure of the paper. So in this video, I want to walk you through a basic essay outline. The assignment is to write a 3-paragraph essay. This is for students, English language learners in particular, who are just beginning their writing process, and maybe they've just transitioned from writing a paragraph to writing an essay, and the 3 paragraphs is a nice transition for that. The essay prompt, what you're going to write about, is describe the best city for a vacation. So you, as the writer, are going to pick a city, and then you're going to try to convince your reader why it's the best city for a vacation. So what is the structure of this paper? It's going to have 3 paragraphs, right? The first paragraph is going to be your introduction. The second paragraph is going to be your body paragraph. That's what holds all of your reasons and details. And then the last paragraph is going to be your conclusion. So it's a 3-paragraph essay about the best city for a vacation, and it's going to have an introduction paragraph, a body paragraph, and a conclusion paragraph. Okay, so here is the structure of your paper in outline form. Now, I have chosen the city of Chicago to be the best destination. In the introduction, I'm going to have 3 pieces. I'm going to have a hook or a big general statement. I'm going to have some background information about cities and vacationing, and then I'm going to have my thesis, which will state my opinion, right? And which city that I think is the best. Then the next paragraph is going to have a bunch of pieces. The first sentence, because this is a 3-paragraph essay, the first sentence is going to be your topic sentence. You're going to tell the reader the focus of this body paragraph, and then you're going to give the first reason with a couple of details for support, the second reason with a couple more details for support, and a third reason with a couple more details for support. And then the last paragraph, you're going to restate your thesis in our case, why Chicago is so awesome. And then we're going to leave the reader with something to think about, an opinion, a prediction, some sort of suggestion. So this is your outline structure. So here we are. We have the structure on the left. Here is how I would outline this. Now remember, in the show notes is a link to our website where you can download for free the actual basic essay that I'm using for this outline. If that helps you, you can go there, you can pause this, go there, download it, or open it up on a different browser so you can look at both of these at the same time. So here we are. Let's start the outlining process. When my students are just beginning to write introductions can be a little tricky to write. I tell them if they can't think of a hook, then to come up with like a big general statement about the idea of the paper. So the prompt was describe the best city for vacation. So you might want to talk about, different cities to visit. I decided to say there are a lot of cities in the world to visit. And then the background information is going to narrow that down, right? So I'm talking about the world. And so I need to narrow it down for the reader. My thesis is going to include Chicago. So maybe I should talk about the fact that the United States has a lot of cities. And I could mention a couple other ones like New York City and San Francisco. And then I want to be totally focused with my thesis, which is Chicago. And I have 3 specific reasons. When I was brainstorming, I came up with the architecture, restaurants, and museums. So I now can move on to my body paragraph. And for the topic sentence, I need to tell the reader the purpose of this body paragraph, and that's that Chicago is great for many reasons, right? I had said 3 in my thesis, so I probably want to be general in my topic sentence so I don't sound very repetitive. The reason number 1, now make sure that your reasons, if you state them in your thesis, they follow that same order. And in my thesis, I stated architecture first, then restaurants, then museums. So reason number 1 will be, right, architecture. And then I need a couple of really super specific details to make sure that I'm painting this picture in the mind of the reader of just why this architecture is so amazing and why you have to go see it. Well, one of my favorite structures ever is the Millennium Park bandshell, designed by Frank Gehry. And then I can give another detail about it that is more specific, like how it's called a headdress. Isn't that funny for this bandshell? But the headdress is over 120 feet high, which makes it just loom over the park where it's situated. So our next reason is restaurants, right? I need to think about something that's really specific to Chicago that would differentiate it or make it stand out from other cities. So, of course, I mentioned my favorite pizza place, Lou Malnati's, because Chicago has this famous Chicago-style pizza. And then I'll probably go on to add a detail about exactly what Chicago-style pizza looks like and why it's unique. Here, that's the inverted cheese with the sauce on top, and the crust is the best, right? And then last is, the last reason is we're going to talk about museums. And I want to be very detailed again, and so I talk about my favorite museum, the Field Museum of Natural History, and then I'm going to talk about why this museum is so cool and you need to visit it, and it has over 2 million visitors, and then there's the underground adventure display, and then there's also Sue, the dinosaur. So as you can see, when I write down these little notes, I have the structure for this pretty long body paragraph, and each sentence is organized so that when I go to write, I just have to fill in a little more information. And lastly, we're going to talk about the conclusion paragraph. Now, the first sentence of your conclusion paragraph is the specific one, and it's a restated thesis. So I'm going to talk about Chicago again and how it's the best experience. I'm not going to say it the same way as my thesis because that would be kind of boring and repetitive, but I'll probably switch the order of the sentence and use different words or synonyms. And then I'm going to leave the reader thinking about my paper and how am I going to do that, right? I'm going to tell the reader in my paper that since Chicago is so awesome that they better start planning their next trip to Chicago and packing right away. So there you have it. This is what an outline would look like for a basic essay. You have your introduction, your body paragraph, and your concluding paragraph. It's a nice roadmap of where you're going in your paper so you can see it in totality. Because sometimes if we begin writing without an outline, we can be writing and focused, and then we can lose focus. And when you lose focus, your writing is not clear or effective. The outline guarantees that you're going to be clear and effective because you can see exactly where you're going in your paper. And it also lets you know just about how many sentences you need to write for your essay, if that helps you. I find it helps my students who are just beginning to write in English. So there you have it. Hopefully this helps, and if you have success with this or any questions, I would love to hear from you. Just leave me a note in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. All right, see you later.